All right, we'll have an opening statement from Coach McKeown, and then we'll open it up to questions.
Just a good way to start the season. We got a lot of people in and out of the game, and we didn't shoot very well. Loyola is just a hard-nosed, tough team. We knew that coming in. They played Notre Dame Friday night, and in the middle of the third quarter, they're making a run, and I'm like, you got to guard these guys, watching the tape. And then same thing today, they just keep playing hard. When they started making some threes, we were never in trouble, but I just wanted us to be a little bit better on the glass and tracking down long rebounds. We got them to take some of the shots we wanted. We just didn't rebound it, and we got to do a better job. But it's first game, and we came out on fire, right? Like 0 for 10 or something. Yeah, just how I wanted to start the season. But the shots that we missed were great shots by great shooters. So I knew that would eventually, work itself out. It was more, I just want to make sure we rebounded and defended, and I thought we did a pretty solid job there.
Coach, you talked about those great shots by great shooters, and obviously for the game, you guys weren't where you wanted to be shooting percentage either. 34% for the entire game. It seemed like you guys were getting those looks that you wanted all day, and the shots just weren't falling. So is that you chalk that up to first game is always a little bit different, or is there something structurally there?
Oh, I don't think so. We every time Pulliam shoots, I think the ball's going in. When it doesn't go in, I'm like looking at my coaches like, what happened? And, did she get fouled? How'd she miss? Like, and when Veronica Burton shoots the ball, especially, when she can get in transition, I think every shot she takes is going into. I've seen Jordan Hamilton, score 25 points in Big Ten games, so I know, I know she's capable of, averaging double figures. Abby Scheid, every time she shoots, I think the ball's going in. So, we missed some shots, and we'll look at it, and we won, but I think that'll clean itself out.
How did you feel about Sydney Wood's performance? She had, 8 rebounds, 7 on the defensive glass in just 14 minutes.
Yeah, she got in foul trouble, so it kind of limited, tough word, her minutes. So I feel like she's so valuable to this team. We talk about positionless. She plays everywhere. She can guard all 5 players on the other team. And she's really stepped her game up on the offensive end. So, we expect big things from her.
And something I asked Scheid, but with Palace gone, you had talked about maybe things would change a little bit at that big position, like 5 or 4. And it didn't seem like much change, just kind of Wolf taking over her minutes and Shaw being the backup. But at the same time, that interior defense seemed like it was really strong, although Loyola not the biggest team of all time. And then offensively, seemed like you got what you wanted from them. So is that seemed like it worked for you guys?
Yeah, today it did, and I was really proud of Abby Wolf, and she's had I thought she finished the Big Ten last year really strong for us, really helped us. And for Palace, sometimes she played with Palace a little bit, and I think she's coming into her own, and it gives us, presence that you have to have in this league. So I thought that was big. We got some lineups that we've messed with in practice that maybe, we didn't really get to today, which, we'll see. And that's what you play the non-conference for. You're trying to see who can really play with who. We know a little bit since we have 4 starters back, but that 5, 6, 7, we have a lot of options now, and just getting Lauren Satterwhite back, Kayla Rainey now is somebody that her quickness changes the floor in the game. So hopefully that lineups will be we'll just be a lot deeper more than anything else. Red Auerbach told me, he was my mentor. I was just back at GW this weekend for a Hall of Fame thing, and he told me the smartest thing I ever heard in coaching. He told me a lot of things, but he said, make sure you have the 6th player of the year on your team. He said, nobody knows who the 5th player is. It's true. And, so we're trying to change the game, bringing people in. I think that's where Sydney has a chance, to fill some of those things. long answer, but hey, I was just there. I was just kind of, like I said, he helped me a lot. So.
Abby Wolf, 4 of 4 from the free throw line today.
Yeah, Wolf had a day. I was proud of her, and she again, expectations for her now as a senior. That's what you want to see, and she puts a lot of she puts a lot of time in. So you want to see it paying off, and I think it helped her confidence tonight. So it's good.
Coach, 21 forced turnovers held them to 31% from the field, particularly with the size and length, quickness on the perimeter, and then obviously the Abbies in the middle. What's the potential of this group defensively?
Yeah, I hope. That's a great question. I feel like Loyola did a really good job of pushing the ball. We had a hard time. Like, we couldn't really trap them at half court. We wanted to do some of that, or in the back court. And they handled it. They passed it up the floor well. They dribble at you. They come at. They're quick and they come at you hard. And like you said, they're small to the ground. So they got us in the air. They got under us a little bit, and then they went hard to they were a physical team defensively, but I think our length hurt them at times, deflections, and we were able to run off of those. You got to find, like I tell our team every day in practice, like we became a really good team last year at times. Great teams, they find easy baskets, and sometimes in the Big Ten, 6 point, 8 points make a big difference. And if you can get, 6 or 8 points on easy baskets, off tips, turnovers, layups, it makes a big difference in our league because all the games are, really close most of the time.
And can you comment on Stephanie Cars? She's all over the place, it seemed. Just how much of a headache it is to go up against her with her passing lanes, bring the ball up the court. What's it like playing her?
She's a tough kid, a lot of respect. Coach Logan, Loyola coach, I've known for a long, long time. Grew up in Philadelphia also, and he does a great job. They got tough kids, they would be a good, and they play low to the ground. So, they're not going to play up here but man, they're physical. They bump, they chuck cutters, and it's a tough game to play against. Those guys I wish them the best. I think they're going to win some games.
Coach, you talked about Kayla Rainey earlier, and you guys were able to get everybody healthy in today. How important is that as you're sort of still developing your lineups and your rotations? Yeah,
Kayla's, I think we saw a little bit in the exhibition game against Lewis. She had a great game there, and I think she's getting a lot of confidence every day. She just needs every day. So Kayla is somebody that she reminds me of Ashley Deary with her quickness, her ability to push the basketball and defend. So I think probably should have got her in more today than I did. So I'll take the blame on that. But she's going to be really good for us, and works really hard. Great kid.
And just generally, how much do you think the rotations that you guys had are still changing? For the first 3 quarters, we only saw 8 or 9 players, but then getting everybody in at the end, is everybody still kind of in the mix for rotations?
Yeah, I think you're going to see games. And sometimes it's matchups, and we played a team that was smaller and quicker today. We're going to play. We're at Marquette and then at Duke this week. So we're going to see a lot of different styles of play. Teams that are going to pound the ball inside. Some teams are going to press and run. So the whole non-conference, I think, will give us is really what we're building as far as rotations, lineups, and because in the Big Ten you got to be able to play different ways too. Because some teams, you're just going to have to put more quickness on the floor or more size on the floor. It's a lot of matchup challenges in the Big Ten. So,
Coach, you told me a couple days ago, 5-0 last season, how you started watching the footage from those games. You felt like that team was going to be really, really great. Do you kind of have the same feeling about this team? Maybe a little too early to tell. Yeah,
a little too early. I think just getting people back and used to playing is, as you mentioned too. Palace was such a huge part of, this program. So to take her out of the lineup, it's hard to replace her. People got to step up tonight. Wolf did, and so that's kind of what we're looking for. I'm just going to take the whole, 11 game non-conference schedule, and really just use it as a gauge when we get to we have the potential, like I said, every time Pulliam shoots, I think the ball's going in. I've seen Scheid score 25 points in a Big Ten game. So, to get all those guys playing together at the same time, and then people coming in, like I said, the thing I like the most is we're deeper. We're going to have to rebound the ball better. But that's a good question. I don't have an answer for that one.
And then Lindsay Pulliam and Veronica Burton both playing over 30 minutes today. Is that kind of the plan heading into the rest of the season? Or
They're young, man. They're young, man. It's the best time of their life. They don't ever get tired. So, no, I think getting them to play with some of the lineups too, because they are going to be on the floor a lot. So I think that was, some of the purpose. Our staff did a good job getting them in and out at times too, and trying to give Lindsay. She is a momentum player. So when she gets hot, you just want to run with it. So you don't want to take her out. So we're a little bit of that today, but appreciate it.
Any more questions?
Looking forward for you guys, big week upcoming with the 2 road trips. What do you think is the key, and sort of game 2 and game 3, 2 road trips to power conference opponents? What is the key to kind of that quick turnaround and getting going against those teams?
Yeah, right. It's early too. It's not even Thanksgiving, right? And you're playing at Marquette, at Duke in the same week, and I don't know who's in charge of scheduling for me. I gotta have a long talk. But more importantly, it'll be fun. It's college basketball. We're starting so early now that you can't get too high or low. As you mentioned last year, we got off to a great start, and won an overtime game in Florida, beat Green Bay on the road. These games we're just going to try to learn from. But our players also they got a little chip on their shoulder, and they understand we're keeping score, so it should be fun. But and I'm just not going to get too high or low until we get to Christmas, really. Appreciate it, guys.
Great.
Thanks.